The fan who wasn't just a fan, the case of Korean streamer Yoon. Some of the most dangerous people don't look dangerous at all. They don't break in. They don't force their way into your life. They're invited in. They show up, support you, help you. Until one day, you realize they were never just a fan. This is the story of a relationship. That didn't start with violence. It started with attention and slowly turned into something else. September 11th, 2025. Muju Mountains, South Korea. A place that's usually quiet, remote, peaceful. Not the kind of place you expect something disturbing to happen. But that day, someone made a discovery. A suitcase, abandoned, out of place. And when it was opened, inside was the body of a young woman. No one knew who she was at first. But when her identity was revealed, everything changed. Because this wasn't just anyone. This was Yoon, a 25-year-old influencer, a streamer, someone known for being cheerful, friendly, the kind of person who made people feel like they knew her. Jia was born in 2000, and from a young age, she was already comfortable in front of the camera. Her family described her as expressive, confident, always talking, always smiling. So when she entered the world of content creation, it wasn't surprising and it felt natural. She started small. Simple lifestyle videos, daily routines, beauty content. Nothing extreme, nothing controversial. Just her life. But what made people stay wasn't just the content, it was her personality. She remembered her viewers' names. She talked to them like friends, not like an audience. And that's something people don't realize about streaming. It creates a different kind of connection. It feels personal, even when it isn't. Over time, her following grew. Hundreds of thousands of people watching her, listening to her, feeling like they were part of her life. And in a way, they were. But that kind of closeness comes with a risk, because not everyone watching is just watching. On September 11th, Jia went live, like she always did, from Yongjong Island in Incheon. Everything felt normal, nothing unusual, no signs that anything was wrong. She smiled, talked to her viewers, interacted like she always did. And then, the stream ended. 3 p.m. Just another day. At least, that's what it looked like. But 27 minutes later, everything changed, because according to the autopsy, Jia was killed at 3:27 p.m. 27 minutes. That's all it took from being live to being gone. And that gap, that's one of the most unsettling parts of this case, because it means whatever happened, happened fast, unexpected, close. Too close. Her family tried calling her that afternoon, no response, which was strange, because Jia always responded, and you can imagine that moment. At first, you don't panic. You assume she's busy, maybe resting, maybe her phone died. But then minutes turn into hours, and something starts to feel off before they could even file a missing report. They saw the news. A body had been found in a suitcase, and when police reached out, there was denial. Because how do you accept that? Someone who was just smiling, talking, alive, less than an hour ago, could suddenly be gone. But it was confirmed. It was her. Police started investigating immediately, and what they found shifted the entire case. CCTV footage, time-stamped, 3:27 p.m. A man around 50 years old, forcing Jia into a car. She was trying to get out, trying to resist, but she couldn't. And within hours, they identified him. A man named Choi. And just 12 hours after her body was discovered, he was arrested. Fast, efficient, but what they uncovered next was far more disturbing. Because Choi wasn't a stranger. Not really. he was someone Gia knew. In fact, he was someone who had been in her life for years. Online, in her streams, under a name, Black Cat. If you've ever watched live streams, you know this type of person. The big donor, the one who gives the most, the one everyone notices, the one the streamer has to acknowledge. And Black Cat was that person. His donations weren't small, they were massive, hundreds of millions of won, consistent, visible, influential, and in that world, money creates access, attention, priority. So naturally, Gia noticed him. At first, it seemed like support. He left comments like, "I believe you'll be big someday." And imagine being in her position, still growing, still trying to make it, and suddenly, someone shows up, believes in you, invests in you. Of course it feels real. Of course it feels meaningful. And this is the part people miss, because from the outside, it looks obvious, but from the inside, it doesn't. It feels like opportunity, it feels like luck, it feels like someone finally seeing your potential. Black Cat didn't just donate, he stayed, stream after stream, message after message, until eventually, it became more personal. They started talking outside of streams. And that's where the dynamic changed. Because now, he wasn't just a viewer, he was part of her life. He told her he was a CEO, successful, wealthy, connected, he had businesses, luxury cars, resources, and more importantly, he positioned himself as someone who could help her grow. A mentor, a guide, someone with experience. And when you're young, and someone older presents themselves like that, it's easy to trust them, because it feels like guidance, not control. At least, at first, building control. Over time, his role expanded, from supporter to advisor to something else entirely. He started influencing her schedule, telling her what to do, who to work with, what to wear, what direction her content should take. And again, it didn't happen all at once, it was gradual. Small suggestions, that turned into expectations, that turned into rules. And this is how control usually works, not force, but influence, not sudden, but slow, until one day, you realize you're no longer deciding for yourself. But by then, it's harder to leave, because there's history, there's dependence, there's a sense that this person helped you get where you are. GR even started calling him mentor, CEO, titles that carry trust, respect, authority, but underneath that, something was shifting. As Gia grew more aware, she started pushing back, questioning things, creating distance, and that's when everything changed. Because people like Choi don't respond well to losing control. What once looked like support turned into pressure. He became more demanding, more present, showing up physically, wanting to be involved in her real-life work, filming locations, schedules, and now, the boundary between online and offline was gone. And that's when it becomes dangerous. Because once someone crosses into your real world, it's no longer just influence, it's access. Eventually, GR made a decision. She wanted out. She wanted to end the relationship. And that moment is often the most dangerous one. Not the beginning, not the middle, but the end. Because for the person losing control, it feels like everything is being taken away. On September 10th, the day before she died, Choi visited her. There's footage of it. He's kneeling, begging, asking her not to end things. And that image says a lot, because it shows desperation, not respect. GR stood firm. She didn't change her mind. And according to Choi, that's when he lost control. The next day, she went live, like nothing was wrong, and within 27 minutes, she was gone. After killing her, he panicked, put her body in a suitcase, drove nearly 300 kilometers, stopping multiple times, trying to confuse the timeline, trying to avoid being caught. But it didn't matter, because the truth was already there. And then, the final piece came out. Everything he told her was a lie. He wasn't a CEO. He wasn't wealthy. He was in debt, massive debt, from loans he took, just to fund those donations, to build an image, to gain access, to create a relationship. That didn't exist in reality. And on the same day she died, his house was being auctioned. Everything was collapsing. And instead of losing control quietly, he chose something irreversible. And this is where I think people need to look deeper. Because it's easy to say, be careful who you trust online, but that's too simple, too obvious. The real issue isn't just trust. It's how these situations are built. Because this didn't start with danger. It started with support, with attention, with someone showing up consistently. And that's what makes it hard to recognize, because it doesn't feel wrong in the beginning. It feels good, and I think that's the part people underestimate. How easily attention can turn into influence, and how easily influence can turn into control, especially when there's a power dynamic, age, money, and experience. And I'll be honest, I don't think this is just about one person. This is about a system, a culture, where attention is currency, where donors get priority, where relationships blur, and boundaries start to disappear. Because when someone feels like they helped build you, they start to feel like they own a part of you. And that's dangerous, because no one should feel entitled to someone else's life.